Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. I am absolutely buzzing. This is 6 things we learned from Chelsea 2, West Ham United 1. Overall, an awful performance again. We're still waiting for a good one. The Spurs one, we didn't even win that game, but that was a good performance. The 3 points is absolutely everything that we needed. And as far as I'm aware, I think it puts us above Liverpool in the table again after Liverpool were held against Everton earlier on today. The first half, let's talk about that first. But before we do, please hit the like button for a massive 3 points. And if you are not yet subscribed to the George Benson football channel, transfer window is over, but we have got football coming thick and fast pretty much every 3 or 4 days until the international break, and then right up until the World Cup as well. So turn on the bell notifications and hit the like button if you are happy with the result. First half was shocking. We didn't create anything. I think we had one shot really in the first half. Mateo Kovacic hitting it wide. Not a single save was forced into Lucas Fabianski in the West Ham goal. West Ham also started slow. And I think one thing about West Ham this season is as much as they've made good signings again, Maxwell Cornet came on and looked good. Paqueta, who came from Lyon, is also a very good player, breaking their transfer record. But West Ham didn't really create anything either. And I think what this game was missing was certain players who could come on, inject a bit of energy into what was lackluster from both sides, and then really turn it into a spicy London derby, which in the second half, it really could have become, and did absolutely become, a cracking game of football. But I think Chelsea's issue today, in terms of the performance, was once again, we don't really look as though we know what we're being set out to do. I think Conor Gallagher played relatively well, but couldn't really impose himself in an attacking sense on the game. I thought Sterling looked isolated, and I think Christian Pulisic was just very, very average indeed. I've not got a box for Pulisic today because that is the first time he started, and he's not been playing much football. But once again, I think what we saw from Christian Pulisic was the reason why Thomas Tuchel doesn't play him, because he didn't really offer anything to the team at all. But a man who absolutely did offer everything to Chelsea when he came on, it is a blue box for the match winner for us here today, Ben Chilwell. Now, I know Kai Havertz scored the goal that is the winning goal to win us the game. But Ben Chilwell was absolutely sensational. And I think the main thing, I was actually watching the match tonight with somebody who doesn't ever watch football. Even they said, well, as soon as he come on, he looked like the only one who was actually running. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, actually, you know what? That is the issue in the first half. Up until Chelsea score Ben Chilwell's goal, that was our issue. There was no movement. There wasn't any running in the team today. But what Ben Chilwell does so well is, even though he is a defender, always he's looking to go forward. Now, I know that people, whenever someone does something good, usually with like surface level footballing analysis, it then gets dragged into comparisons with other players. Cucurella today, I also thought didn't have a bad game. I think Cucurella's made a very good start to his Chelsea career, but Chilwell is just that bit more direct. And I think what we saw was probably the biggest 20 minutes of football that Ben Chilwell has played for Chelsea outside of major finals. So when he comes on and scores that goal, once again, his only thought in his mind is to run to the byline, and he gets a toe on it, and it is actually a brilliant finish. And the awareness to know at such a tight angle that that's where he needed to go and put it through Fabianski's legs was incredible. And then once more, exactly the same for the assist for Kai Havertz's goal. Kai Havertz is box number 2. We said, and I said it, and a lot of you guys agree with me too, we wanted Armando Broja to start as the striker in this game today. Kai Havertz was rightly dropped, and I think credit to Tuchel for the way that he managed what was such a feeble, lackluster performance and result away at Southampton, because dropping Mount, dropping Havertz, and a couple of others as well, was absolutely the right thing to do. He needed to do that today to really give these players a kick up the arse. And then Kai Havertz comes on, looks lively, which is more than he did at any point so far this season, really, apart from that one chance he had against Spurs that almost goes in. And that would have completely changed the conversation about his start to the season. But it's a brilliant finish from Havertz on his favoured left foot. But it's Chilwell again. That link-up, Ben Chilwell today, absolutely sensational for Chelsea. And because Kai Havertz got the winning goal, he gets box number 2. Box number 3, I've got to give a red again to Edouard Mendy. I've been saying this for weeks, right? Edouard Mendy needs to be dropped. There are 2 things we need to discuss here. First of all, is the absolute shambles that is West Ham's goal. The goal that counted, at least. We're going to go into the rest in a second as well. But that goal from West Ham is arguably, and we've conceded some bad ones so far this season, that one for me is the worst one yet. Mendy is flapping around with it. He goes to punch, but that's not a punch. That is literally Flappy Bird, and you die after only 1 point on the screen, on the score. And then all of a sudden, you got Wesley Fofana on the floor in the goal. Mark Cucurella with his legs wrapped around the flipping goalpost, and Michail Antonio, who could have easily been sent off in this game. He was a little rat today, was that guy. But he puts it in the back of the net, and that is all down to Edouard Mendy's indecisiveness and not enough quality with the punch. Then we've got to discuss the second West Ham goal that wasn't a goal, but I'm going to go out on a limb and even as a Chelsea fan say that I actually think this goal should have stood. I don't think Jarrod Bowen has any kind of malicious intent with what he's done by going over Mendy and catching his shoulder with his studs. And I'm not, again, just saying this because I've been kind of saying recently that Mendy's not been up to it and Kepa should be the goalkeeper right now. I just think when Mendy goes to try and get that ball, he's never trying to keep hold of it. He's always just trying to push it away. And then with oncoming West Ham attackers, I don't really think Jarrod Bowen's follow-through actually affects any of the implications of Mendy then being injured and how that affected the way that Chelsea defended the situation. So I know this doesn't really matter because we've just won the game. That's the most important thing. In terms of Mendy's analysis, once again, I stand by my points. I'm not slating Mendy in the sense of I don't think he's a top quality keeper and I think he's done. I just think with all of these mistakes that we're seeing game by game now, Kepa's got to be given a shot. Kepa's a quality keeper. We've seen that when he stepped in last season. We move into box number 4, Thiago Silva. Absolutely fantastic today. All of his numbers were good. Passing accuracy, as it always is, fantastic. Yes, we weren't perfect defensively. Wesley Fofana also made his debut, and I thought he did very, very well. I think there were a couple of mistakes, and I think there was a clearance that was just shambolic at one point as well. Positionally, once again, for the goal, Wesley Fofana is also at fault, but Thiago Silva, he just keeps on getting better. And that back 3, Fofana, Silva, Koulibaly, I think what all of these 3 players do is enhance one another. And even though it wasn't a flawless defensive display from Chelsea, far from it. We were not flawless in any department today, apart from Benjamin bloody Chilwell. Thiago Silva's box number 4. Box number 5 is for Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I thought Ruben worked very hard again today. And what I like about Ruben's performances at the moment is that he's trying. I think one of the biggest things today for Chelsea, up until we got ourselves back into the game, was that there seems to be a lack of intensity, which is box number 6, so all the boxes are now on the screen. There is a lack of intensity, but Ruben is playing with an energy in the middle. He's trying to get back to those levels that we saw before that injury, where he would try and muscle players off the ball. In the second half, it became a much more physical contest, and I really liked that Ruben was going in on Declan Rice as well. Declan Rice is obviously the midfielder that pretty much, well, not all Chelsea fans, but a lot of Chelsea fans think that Declan Rice should be in the middle of Chelsea's midfield right now. And I think when he leaves today, he's probably going to think, well, yeah, at one point or another, I would like to be in this Chelsea midfield. But Ruben Loftus-Cheek has, in my opinion, kept Zakaria out of the team at least for another game. I thought Ruben was very, very good today. I think still with Connor, he wasn't at his best. I know that there's a lot more that Conor Gallagher can give. And I think he might still have been trying a little bit too hard. Plus, tactically, the awareness to know where to go, because once again, he's not playing in his usual position. But Ruben was, and Ruben was excellent. Box number 6 for intensity. Chelsea just, again, looked void of ideas for very large swathes of this game. First half, to not have a shot on target is a shambles. And I think the biggest thing today in a London derby is to get 3 points. What we need to keep working on is creating opportunities. And I think what we've learned, the biggest thing we've learned today, is as good as Marc Correa may be, Ben Chilwell is too good to not be in this Chelsea team. Chilwell and James, that combo put us top of the league last season. And it's time we got it back in the side. What does that mean for Correa? We'll have to wait and see. But I think Chile will start in the Champions League against Dynamo Zagreb on Tuesday. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to GBFC if you are new, and let me know the 6 things you learned from Chelsea 2, West Ham 1 in the comments down below. Come on, you Blues.